What's up, man? Y'all see the title. Errol Spence will now have protection. He will have protection by some of the members in the LDBC, like 78 and Black Fight Fan, who just virtually admitted that they okay with letting the fight marinate, letting the fight build up to a big event so they can Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford can make a lot of money. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in them. And on the other hand, they say, hey, they're the ones, the reason why this fight got built up like this. They're the ones why the Joshua, Wilder got the steam that they had behind it. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this. Y'all say y'all got a lot of influence. Y'all got, people follow, a lot of the big channels follow y'all lead. And you know what I'm saying? My thing is this. So why aren't y'all pushing this fight the way it's supposed to be put? Because y'all was all over Anthony Joshua fighting Wilder. Saying when Eddie Hearn, said that he didn't want the fight to 2020, everybody was mad at Eddie Hearn when Eddie Hearn said he didn't want the fight to 2020. Now it's in per se y'all backyard with Errol Spence, because to me it all has to do with Errol Spence, because everybody thought Errol Spence was this. Y'all put the perception on him that he was the boogeyman. Perception on him that he was not going to act like Keith Thurman. I didn't see Keith Thurman doing anything, acting anything, doing anything wrong in my opinion. But the man got injured. The man got to come back. I'm not gonna question a person, and they got injured because injuries happen in sports. But my thing is this. Y'all all push that Joshua thing, calling him Juicy J and all this stuff, man, for months. Now the veil has been pulled and the curtains have been pulled back on Errol Spence. Now it's, oh, I'm gonna let the fight build, let these guys get their money, this and that, this. No, sirree. No, it's not gonna be. Now, Black Fight Fan, he's from Dallas. Okay, he's supporting Errol Spence. Have no problem with that. I expect if you proud of your city and the guy doing something in your city and he's coming up and he's doing great things, you want to support him. You can do that. That's called city pride. You know what I'm saying? Your state pride. But at the same time, Black Fight Fan, you can't get on these other guys. You don't have any credibility when it comes to getting on other guys then. Because your guy just said that he want to take the easy route. Why not take the easy route? But you keep on calling Terrence Crawford light in the butt, but yet you say a guy that's a full-fledged welterweight that had some fights at 154, and Sean Porter and Keith Thurman had fights at 154. You calling that the easy route? I don't get it. And Sean Porter, one thing about boxing is not football, it's not basketball, you can't put boxing on a schedule. You can't say, I'm gonna run through this fighter, this fighter, this fighter, this fighter, then I'll get to you. I'll get to the mega bout after I go through this. No, one of these guys are going to get upset. One of these guys are going to lose. Neither one of these guys are going to, most likely, is not going to finish their career undefeated. 99.99% of fighters don't finish their boxing career undefeated. So now one of these guys is going to finish their career undefeated. So to say, oh, let's just sit back and let them, no. Why would I want to sit back and let them build up a fight? I've been through the whole Pacquiao Mayweather thing. I've been on YouTube for about 5 years now. 4 or 5 years, about 5 years. And I've been through all that. We all went through conversations. We had debates among debates about Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather. And we said after that, we're not going to let that happen again. We said as a boxing community, we're not going to go through that again. Now people want to go through that again because it's a fighter that they really like. That's why the Mayweather and the Pacquiao supporters wanted to go through all that, because it was their guy. I picked Pacquiao to win the fight. I wasn't no Pacquiao crazy like, oh, let's let the fight build. Oh, I don't care if the fight don't happen right now. I got tired of debating it. I got tired of talking about it. I'd rather see a fight than talk about it. A lot of people just want to talk about a fight for months and months and months and months. No. Why should we build up the fight and then let these guys make a pay-per-view like $100, $150? Because it's going to come a day when the pay-per-view is like $200, when they're going to try to push a $200 pay-per-view. I remember back in the day when Tyson fight was $30, everybody was like, what the heck is this? I remember everybody was complaining about Tyson fights being $30. I'm 41 years old, so I've been around for a while. I was there when Tyson fights was $30 and everybody thought that was obscene. Like, that was crazy. I remember when he knocked out Michael Spence in like 30 seconds, or 90 seconds or whatever, and most of the people in Chicago called the cable company and they reimbursed people their money. I remember that. I remember my uncle calling the cable company and the cable company reimbursed the money because he knocked them out so fast. And it was $30. It was $29.99. Some stuff like that. It was crazy back then. And then we all know Mayweather and Pacquiao was $100. One of these days, the pay-per-view gonna be $150, $200. So that's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to build up the fight and the fight is like $200 on pay-per-view? No, man. This fight should happen in 2019. Right after he fight Mikey Garcia, this fight should happen. No, it shouldn't be no build-up. You cannot take two fighters and say 5 fights down the line, these guys are going to be the last two standing and they're going to fight. That stuff, no, that's fairy tale stuff, man. This fight need to happen in 2019 before one of these guys lose, suffer an upset, and then the luster is off the fight. What happened with the Tyson and Holyfield? Remember Tyson and Holyfield was supposed to fight? It was agreed that they fought, that they were supposed to fight. And then I believe it was the first postponement was Tyson had suffered a cut or something in training camp or something, a rib injury or something. And then after that, Tyson ended up going to jail. So we didn't get the fight till later in their careers when they were like past their prime. Right now, Crawford is what, 31, 32? Errol Spence is not a spring chicken. Errol Spence 28. Errol Spence will be 29 in March. So, and according to Errol Spence, the way he was laying out his schedule, when he said, I can fight Manny Pacquiao, I can fight Keith Thurman, I can fight Sean Porter, I can fight those guys, and he already said that he wanted 3 titles before he go to the table, before he negotiate with Terrence Crawford. So he wants 3 titles. That means he got to beat Keith Thurman. He got to beat Sean Porter. So if Errol Spence has a schedule, who's to say that Sean Porter don't have a schedule of the guys that he want to fight? And who's to say Keith Thurman don't have a schedule of the guys he want to fight? So he may not get both of those guys in for another year. Until like 2020. He may not get one of those. He may only get one of those guys in 2020. I don't believe Errol Spence is gonna fight Sean Porter or Keith Thurman in 2019. I don't believe it. I believe he'll get one of them in 2020. So that means if he said he wants all the belts, that means right there that who is most likely he's gonna get? Is he gonna get Sean Porter or is he gonna get Keith Thurman in 2020? Because if Sean Porter beat Keith Thurman, is he going to fight Errol Spence in 2020 when he's a unified champion? He may not. He may have a schedule mapped out 3-4 fights from now. Keith Thurman may have a schedule mapped out 3 or 4 fights from now. Errol Spence may not be on their schedule. Just like Terrence Crawford is not on Errol Spence's schedule, they may not have Errol Spence on their schedule. Then what? So we waiting 2 years before he even fight Terrence Crawford? 3 years before he fight Terrence Crawford? Y'all heard Terrence Crawford say, if I beat him, they're going to say he was drained at the weight. You know why he said that? Because this fight can go another 2 years. Do y'all really think Errol Spence is going to be a welterweight for another 2 years? Big as that man was looking, do y'all think he's going to be a welterweight in 2 years? Errol Spence is not going to be a welterweight in 2 years. I don't believe it. He's going to be 30 years old in 2 years. Going on 31. That's when your old man weight start coming. That's when they call that old man weight, when your metabolism, what really happens, your metabolism slows down and it's harder for you to lose the weight, do you think that man gonna be a welterweight for another 2 years? No, he's not. So this fight has to happen in 2019, where Errol Spence can still properly make the weight, and where Terence Crawford is still in his prime. So we can have 2 prime fighters fight. You know what I'm saying? And for 78, and a black fight fan to say, well, they got the most influence and they can make the fights happen. Okay, make the fight happen. You know what I'm saying? Use your influence to make the fight happen. So a fight that you really want to see, if you quote unquote have as much influence as you say you have, a fight that you want to see, you just going to sit back and let it build up for another 2 years? Because that's what's going to happen. This fight is not going to happen at least for another 2 years, because he still got to get the belts from Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. That's what people overlooking. Everybody got their eyes mainly on Crawford and Spence, and forgetting about what Spence said. Spence said he wants 3 belts when he goes to the table to negotiate with Crawford, because he wants to be the A side. So that means this fight is possibly 2 years away, and people want to talk about it for 2 more years, debate about it. Oh, my guy gonna win, my guy gonna win. I got Terence Crawford winning. So back and forth about a fight that the LDBC, quote unquote, has this big influence, and y'all can make the fight happen. At the snap of your finger, you can make the fight happen. You can get on YouTube and tell everybody, hey, y'all, make videos about the fight not happening, and we want the fight to happen. Well, use your influence to make the fight happen then. If that's really what the influence you have, if you really had an influence, you can make the fight happen. If it's a fight that I really want to happen, and I have the influence to make the fight happen, you think I'm going to sit back and let it build up and let these mugs charge me possibly $150 for the pay-per-view? Because I guarantee y'all, this fight, I'm telling you, if you let it build up for 2 years, guess what? This is probably going to be the first fight that's going to be $150 for pay-per-view. Because they're going to sit back while everybody salivate over the fight. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the fight. Just like the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight. I don't think this fight is going to get as big as that. It's a couple reasons why this fight is not going to get as big as that. One, because Pacquiao was Asian, and he had all those Filipino fans behind him, and he had some fans in America. He was like a crossover, and you know, he was and Mayweather got as big as he got. Neither one of these guys are that big. Neither one of these guys are even close to being that big. Even put together, neither one of those guys is as big as Manny Pacquiao, period. So no, this fight is not going to get as big as they think it's going to get. What's going to happen is boxing always give us a monkey wrench. And what's going to happen is somebody's going to get upset. And I'm not only saying I'm rooting for Mikey Garcia because I want Spence to lose. No, I want Spence to lose. No. I truly believe Mikey. I see what Mikey see. I see what Mikey Garcia sees in the flaws in Errol Spence. All fighters have flaws. Let's just put that out there. No fighter is perfect. All fighters have flaws. Errol Spence does have flaws. I see the same thing Mikey sees. And if you've been around boxing a little while, if you've been watching boxing a little while, I boxed some. I understand. I boxed for 3 or 4 or 5 years. I understand boxing. I understand how fighters approach fights. Yes, he has flaws. And yes, Mikey Garcia can capitalize on those flaws. I said one thing about Mikey Garcia, I want to see the first 3 or 4 rounds. If Mikey Garcia can devour a game plan, a defensive game plan, to where he don't take a lot of punishment round after round, if he can stay not taking punishment round after round, then this fight is going to be very, very interesting, and this fight going to be on the table. I'm telling y'all, while a lot of people out there saying, oh, he's going to walk over Mikey, he's going to do this to Mikey, I'm telling y'all, Mikey Garcia is a smart fighter. He knows what he sees. Now, he also knows it's a big task. That's what I like about Mikey Garcia. He's not delusional about the situation. He said, hey, this is a big task, but I see flaws. So he understands. Why Errol Spence walking around, got Terence Crawford on his mind, got Keith Thurman on his mind, got all this other stuff on his mind, talking about how big he is. And I don't know who's been telling Errol Spence this, but I can tell you right now, I've been around, I've seen boxing a long time, and I even seen big guys spar little guys in sparring and all this stuff. Being big is not, so don't be delusional for people to say Errol Spence has more to show. No, Mikey Garcia is a more skillful fighter. The thing is this, it comes down to, can Mikey Garcia devour a game plan to withstand Errol Spence attack? And I believe they're going to have a game plan for that, because they understand what Errol Spence is. When you understand what you're going up against, even though it's a tall task, you can be prepared for things that come. You can be mentally prepared. Mikey Garcia is mentally prepared. I don't know if Errol Spence is all mentally prepared for Mikey Garcia, in the sense that he knows he's much bigger than Mikey Garcia. He knows he's stronger, and he knows he's been in the ring with bigger guys. He sparred with bigger guys. It's this thing about, it's going around that Errol Spence is dropping light heavyweights in the gym. When you doing all that stuff, when you in a little guy say he want to challenge you, you're not really going to take that little guy all that serious. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're not going to really take a little guy all that serious. So I don't know how serious Errol Spence is taking the man. He didn't even believe that Mikey Garcia was truthful when he said he wanted to fight him. I believe Mikey when he said he wanted to fight him, because Mikey Garcia is not the type of fighter to me that say that he want to fight somebody, that he for sure want to fight somebody and he not going to fight him. I knew he was going to fight him. And when he said he seen something, okay, he seen something. I see what he see. I've been telling people what I seen about Errol Spence, the flaws I see about Errol Spence. It's not a big thing. I know some people get mad because you said you see flaws in Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford has flaws. Keith Thurman has flaws. Sean Porter all these guys have flaws. So don't get upset when somebody say they see flaws in a certain fighter. They see the flaws because they are there. Errol Spence flaws are there. If you know boxing, if you've been watching boxing, if you can look at it with a trained eye, you can see the flaws. I'm tired of telling people the flaws. I told y'all already in countless videos that man flaws. I'm not gonna go through it. I want people to start seeing for themselves. I'm tired of telling people stuff, man, about this fighter and this fight. No. Go see for yourself. Go look at the fights. Go analyze the fights and see for yourself, because people don't believe you when you say stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now people saying, and now it's this thing like, oh, we're gonna get Errol Spence we're gonna give him a pass. We're gonna give him a pass. We're gonna get Errol Spence a pass. We're gonna overlook the fact that the man said, I'm gonna take the easy route. We're gonna overlook the fact that I had to look at the video for the second time when I didn't know he said Pacquiao. This man bringing up Manny Pacquiao. Why are you putting Manny Pacquiao? I understand Keith Thurman and Sean Porter because they have titles, but I don't understand him putting Manny Pacquiao up in that situation. This man said, I can fight Manny Pacquiao. And he said, Al said, I can fight Manny Pacquiao. I can fight Keith Thurman and, Sean Porter. But though Keith Thurman and Sean Porter are natural. If he fight Keith Thurman or Sean Porter and don't fight Crawford at the time I want him to fight Crawford, no, he's not ducking Crawford because those guys got titles. But if he gonna fight Manny Pacquiao don't have a title. Yes, he's supposed to be the regular WBA title holder. No, he's not. We all know Keith Thurman is WBA champion, man. So let's just stop it with that. The fact of the matter is this. He's trying to stay away from Terrence Crawford. And that's plain and simple. That's plain as day. I don't care who rolled up on who. The fact of the matter is they ended up in the same venue. One person said, I can fight you. I can fight you. I want to fight you. The other person didn't say he didn't want to fight. Errol Spence didn't say he wanted to fight Terrence, but he put all these barriers in between him and Terrence before he fights Terrence. And to me, that's crazy. That's BS for people not to look at that like that. And then people was like, well, Anthony Joshua, he's ducking Wilder. Okay, if Anthony Joshua ducking Wilder, what that have to do with Errol Spence ducking Terrence Crawford? What does that have to do with your boogeyman, the man y'all? And look, he accepted being a boogeyman because guess what? He said, I'm the boogeyman of the division. He told Crawford, I'm the boogeyman of the division. And Crawford came back. Crawford was killing them almost in the whole interview. He came back and said, how can you be the boogeyman and I'm chasing you? Like I said, to me, this is like a Ronda Rousey situation. Ronda Rousey was dominating people, beating people fast. She started reading her own press clippings. Errol Spence is reading his own press clippings, man. He really think he's the boogeyman. He really thinks everybody's scared of him. See, when you start reading your own press clippings, it tell me that your mind is going way too high. You're too high. You're too up there. Let me read some of these comments. No, I'm shocked he is able to make the weight. Naturally, he is. Yeah, naturally, Spence is about 154, 160 pounder. When he was in that venue with Terrence Crawford, that man looked every bit of 185 pounds at least. He could have been a little bit more, but at least he looked 185 pounds. Because I believe Terrence was like, I believe Terrence was closer to 160. Spence is trying to fight Thurman and Porter, then leave the division without. He probably is. He probably gonna say, "Hey, I'm going to 154." I can see a scenario to where Errol Spence fights, probably beats Thurman, and maybe let's just say he beats Thurman and he beats where he says, "I've outgrown the weight and I'm moving up. Terrence, if you want to fight me, come to 154." I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Let me read some more of these comments. Mikey about to take that belt. Earl being protected by. Yeah, I mean, well, it's Fanon part of the LDBC. You know, I'm not here to badmouth the LDBC and all that stuff. I'm here to point out the hypocrisy that they have when they was stepping on Joshua's neck, not letting Joshua breathe. Joshua could not breathe. They was pumping out videos about Joshua every second. He's ducking, he's Juicy J and he's all that. You know what I'm saying? And me, I don't mess around with. I know what that Juicy J thing is alluding to. It's alluding to Anthony Joshua's on steroids. I don't talk about fighters being on steroids unless you get caught. Canelo got caught. I bashed Canelo when he got caught. You know what I'm saying? People talk about Manny Pacquiao to this day. Oh, he was on steroids. I keep on asking people, okay, so what fight you thought he was on steroids? Oh, I don't know, this one. Okay, but anyway, I don't do that to fighters because that's fighters' reputation. I don't walk around saying so now it's Victor Conte going around saying Errol Spence don't want the VADA testing. You think I'm gonna come out and say, oh, I believe Errol Spence is on steroids? No, because I don't have no proof. I'm not finna go out here and say people on steroids just to say it. But they was killing Anthony Joshua. So, no, I'm not going to let up on Errol Spence. He's ducking. He's a ducker. He's what y'all worst fears came true through Errol Spence. He's a ducker. He's ducking. He's ducked that man publicly. In his face, he's ducked the man. Here we go again. We all making something out of nothing, man. This is going to... when Spence beat Crawford, y'all might... No. This is... Hey, Fred Thomas. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying this. Boxing is not about a schedule. You can't, as a boxer, say, I'm going to fight 4 people, then I'm going to fight the fight that everybody want to see, the fifth fight. Who's to say you're going to get past those four fights unscathed and don't lose? So why not fight why not Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight early next summer? It's like in June or July. I would say July. Let Crawford get a opponent to fight. Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence are fighting in March, I believe. Let them fight, and then after that fight, let Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. Why they wait on Thurman and Sean Porter? Because Thurman and Sean Porter is going to fight next. After they fight their fights, they're going to fight next. So why not just fight that fight? Why should we have to wait on look, these 2 guys obviously want to fight, right? That's what everybody say. That's what the Crawford side say. That's what the Errol Spence side say. So why not these 2 just fight? If everybody are in agreement that they want to fight, and the fighters say that they want to fight each other, they're not scared of each other, let them 2 fight while y'all wait on the quote-unquote scary dudes to fight you. That's what I'm saying, Fred. I mean, this has nothing to do with I'm not a fanboy of any one of these dudes. I just want to see the fight. See, I'm from an era that when you say you're going to do something and you, oh man, I'm tougher than you. Okay, let's go outside and fight. Oh, I'm better than you at basketball. Okay, let's go to the court and play. Oh, I'm better than you. I'm faster than you. Okay, let's go run. Where I'm from, we don't just talk about stuff constantly. We don't talk about it. We be about it. You have to be. And then if you're not about it, then people gonna call you up on it, and then people are gonna kill you for it. They're gonna say, "Oh man, you're not about what you say you about." You're gonna lose your credibility. Fred Thomas, what happened when Crawford beat Spence? We will kill yourself. Don't talk shit, man. Spence won't no smoke with Crawford. He don't want Crawford right now. I mean, we can say it till we blue in the face. I already done said Crawford's gonna beat him, but you know that becomes redundant, man, because you can come back at me and say, well, Spence can beat Crawford. Okay, so how do we settle this? We settled it in the ring. They settled it in the ring. You ain't got to keep on talking about it. Let them get in the ring. Everybody put pressure on them. The LDBC, y'all say y'all got it. Y'all got influence. Put pressure on them to fight. Put y'all foot on their throats, just like you put y'all foot on Anthony Joshua's throat. Just like a lot of y'all put y'all foot on Sean Porter's throat. Just like a lot of y'all put y'all foot on Keith Thurman. Put y'all foot on their throats. No, because y'all like them, and I said before, when you like someone, you will get them all type of rope. You will get them all. You'll get them that long rope, a long rope. But I'm out of here. Spence want to be a side, so he can refuse VADA testing again. I don't know if he refused VADA testing or not. All I know is this: the man don't want to fight Crawford right now, man. He want to fight 4 or 5, 10 other fights, and then maybe he'll get to Crawford. I'm telling y'all, he's going to grow out the weight class, and then he's going to want Crawford to come up to 154 to fight him. But I'm out, man. I got to pick up my daughter, y'all. Hey, y'all, thanks for coming through. LDD95, Fred Thomas, Aztec 101. What's up, boy? Aztec, I got to get a hold of you, man. We got to do some live chats. Unbiased or biased boxing talk. Hey, we got to do some live chats, man. I got to give y'all my email. JD and Dairy Way. I'm out, y'all. I'll probably be back a little bit later, man. I'm off for the next 4 days, so I'm gonna be back a little bit later. I'm out.